All right, it's about 8 o'clock p.m. I haven't done a whole lot today. I just finished up cleaning off this mat, spraying it down, trying to kill off all the mildew. That one's done as well. So my goal for tonight before 9 o'clock when AutoZone closes is to check the radio fuse and figure out if the radio is going to operate at all. As it is. So if we can get the car to produce sound with this current radio, that would be great. I have a couple of little trinkets that we can use to try to make that happen. I'm not super optimistic just because when I was working on my car in the past, the radio wasn't operational for a long time until I outright replaced it. And we did find a bunch of mouse nests up in those two vents, which are directly above and connected to a space that includes the wiring for that radio. So it's possible there could have been a mouse that got back behind the radio and might have chewed up some wires. But I'm not going to give up yet. So got trusty little key here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the key to the on position. And as you can see, radio is not working. I'm going to start up the car real quick and show you that the radio doesn't work. But always recommend opening up the garage door, bare minimum, if you're going to open or if you're going to start up the car. So I'm going to do that real quick. Okay. So gonna start up the car real quick. Forgot, gotta have a foot on the clutch. A little difficult, don't want to get things dirty, but reach in there, turn it on. Parking brake is engaged, car's in neutral. Okay, so as you can see, nothing going on there. While I'm doing this, I guess I could check the powered mirrors. Let's do that one. Nothing there. Try left. Oh, that is working. Let me try right again. Oh, it's moving. It's just hard to see from here. Okay, so that's an additional thing that I had forgotten. So the power mirrors work. That's great. All right, and then, yeah, as you can see, radio's not working. I did want to test the cigarette lighter. If it gets hot, I believe that could be an indication that the issue is not just a fuse issue. So let's see. Spicy, very spicy. So that's, I think I might have gotten that wrong. I don't know if that's actually an indication that the fuse is working. I know if there's electricity through there, then that means the fuse is working, but I don't actually know if the cigarette lighter can work if the fuse for the cigarette lighter and the radio is not working. Now what I could do, I have to grab my key. In my 91 Miata, I do have a little light that I can use. When I was having issues with my battery, I bought this little thing that it actually had two different uses. So one, it provided a Bluetooth connection with the speaker, or actually with the radio. So your phone would connect to the Bluetooth, communicate with this device, and then that device would shoot out radio signals to the car. So that was cool. Never really worked for me because the actual radio itself wasn't working. But that plugs into the fuse or the cigarette lighter spot. So I'm going to use that real quick to check if the cigarette lighter is working. All right, excuse me if you can't see this. It's a little challenging at the moment to do all these things and record it. But let's see here. Turn on the car again. Jesus. With the seat's sticking out. Wrong key. Oh, man. Okay, so I threw that device in the car real quick. Let's see if the device will read. Okay, so we are getting a signal here, so it might not be a fuse issue. Let me continue to attempt to diagnose. Okay, so this is the cover for the fuse box, and I'll show you the actual fuses in a second. This particular fuse, it's the 10 amp room fuse. I believe that could be the number one place that we should start in order to figure out whether or not this radio actually works. Okay, so got my flashlight up here. It's sort of difficult to see the exact layout. I believe that fuse should be the one we're looking for. Should be 10 amps. It should go right there. Okay, came back from the store, got some fuses, also got a couple of wipers. So hopefully this is the right type of fuse. I didn't really do a ton of research, but these kind of look similar to the other ones that are in there. So I'm gonna pop these in if they fit, and hopefully that'll fix all my problems and it'll be perfect, and we'll move on. 10 ampere right in there. Okay. So my brother was joking that the reason that they wanted to pull that fuse could have been that it makes some sort of awful noise. There's a buzzer. That buzzer, there's a way to disconnect the buzzer. But let's see what happens when we try turning on the car now. The buzzer's just for the doors being open. Hey, that's progress. We got light on there. Don't have the garage door open, so yeah, there's that buzzer. I'll let you guys listen to it. Oh, what joy. Let's open this up, see what we can do with this radio. I probably should have done this job when I had the seats in, or at least that rail here. I'm sitting on this awkward plastic bit, but all right, let's see. I don't remember how to operate this. Let's do FM. Let's do the station that I know exists. How do we search or seek? There, that's one. Volume. Hey, would you look at that? It sounds bad, but that is mega progress. Hey, we got music. Ay, qué bueno. If I throw the seats in, I can potentially see if the headrest speakers work. Matter of fact, let me turn that down. All right, this is gonna be a little goofy, but bear with me. I'm just gonna bring the seat over, plug it in, and then see if any sound come out of the speakers. So let me do that real quick. I did already off camera go and start up the car with the new fuse in. I'm going to do that again for you here, and I'll show you whether or not the radio is working. A little suspenseful. It is also a little challenging to depress the clutch and then reach around the seat here and turn on the car, because the car won't start without the clutch depressed. We have music, and I should probably have my microphone going for this, but not only do we have music through the door speakers, went around and tested the headrest speakers. I don't know if you can hear that, but I'm super stoked. Let me turn that off. Oh, it's a little harder from outside the vehicle because I have to reach around, make sure the key is depressed and pull it out. But we have music coming through the doors and through the headrest speakers. Currently, the speakers are all stock. The radio's stock. My brother, I just called him first because I was super excited to tell him this news. It was one of my favorite features of this car, and one of the things that I don't have in my 91 Miata. And the fact that it's working is absolutely spectacular. What that also means is, since I had bought headrest speakers for my car, but I haven't installed them, it should be super easy to pop these ones out and install those ones. It'll be just as easy to do the same thing for the door speakers if my brother chooses to go that route. I know he's probably thinking, well, I know from talking to him that he does like keeping certain things stock, but I think that's one thing that he might splurge on a little bit, change out. He wants to keep the original radio, which I completely agree with. The only reason I replaced mine is because I actually had an issue, well, two different issues with that radio. So it wasn't functional, so I had to replace it. Also, it was a little difficult to show you there with the seats in and everything. When I turned on the car, the clock did turn on. So there's a lot of quality of life improvement that all came from just putting in one fuse. So if certain things aren't working on your car, maybe you should go and check the fuse box. But like I had mentioned earlier, there are just a million 2-second projects with this car that are really encouraging to complete, because there's immediate gratification and reward for doing these little tiny projects. Unfortunately, I did get the car a little dirtier by putting the seats in here like this. I wiped down the back of the seats while the seats were in here, which is a little goofy because then I dropped all the stuff on the carpet. Also, walking over this a million times because I'm super excited to get these seats in here and test this out is another thing that maybe I shouldn't have done. But I don't care at all, because now we know the radio works, the headrest speakers work, the wiring from the headrest speaker to the radio work, all of it works. Super excited about that. And it'll take about 2 seconds to clean these carpets up after I put the car back together. So no worries whatsoever. One of the main reasons that I had cleaned the carpets in the first place when I did was just to kill that mold. The mold's dead. To my knowledge, I was spraying the vinegar on that carpet earlier. So if they get a little bit of crumbs and stuff, it's no big deal. I'll be able to clean that up before I give the car over to my brother and take it to the car show, have lots of fun with it. Also, I'm sorry if I'm talking real fast. I am super excited about this. This is one of my favorite things. I think I already said it's one of my favorite things about the car. So, man, big reward for going to the store and grabbing a 10 amp fuse, throwing it in the fuse box. That's amazing. Other than that, I also replaced the wipers. Took like 2 seconds, but got new wipers on there. And I was just, while I was on the phone with my brother, I was telling him a little bit about some of the little quirks and details that I like about the Miatas in general, such as this little tiny wind deflector on the windshield wiper. I know that's probably a pretty common thing on cars. I guess I just assume that. I don't know that for sure. But it's just an example of some of the tiny details that the engineers created in order to avoid certain problems, like windshield wipers causing drag. I know that won't, fully replace the drag of the windshield wipers. Other car manufacturers have put windshield wipers straight up and down, or other things like that. But just little tiny details like that are exciting. And what I really, the reason I brought that one up with my brother is because if we go over and I shine my light on my Miata, mine's a little crusty musty, nothing major, but a little bit of rust there. Just not 100% perfect. Try to get the lighting right for you. It is nighttime, as you can see. But, yeah, just little details like this being clean are just examples of how this car, being a 48,000 mile car, is going to have a little bit more potential with this cleaning process, because some of the parts are going to be naturally in better condition just from the car not being outside as much, being driven around as much, etc. So I love that little part. I love the headrest speakers. There are a lot of things that I'm getting real excited about today. And despite being cooped up in a garage sale for most of the day, I was still able to get out here and get some extremely exciting content for you guys, which I'm happy for as well. But I'm not lying, I am stoked for this. So I'm gonna go in and tell my wife about it because I am super excited. Can't hold it back. Gotta talk. Gotta keep yapping. I'm so stoked. All right, and that concludes day 3 of working on restoring this 93 Miata. Not quite as much progress there as far as time worked on the car, but as far as my excitement is through the roof right now. Super stoked to continue to see what we can do with this car, get it back in working order. Tomorrow's going to be another example of a day where I can't consistently work on the car for the entire day, but there are a few projects that I'm excited for. I definitely want to take the soft top off of the roof frame, just so that whenever the new soft top comes in the mail, I can actually install that right away and then put it in the car. That'll save me half of the process, and I won't have to worry about taking that soft top out of the car, off the frame, etc. before installing the new one. There are a few other little things I want to do. I definitely want to clean out the seats. Again, I'm expecting to do another quick little clean before handing the car over to my brother and before going to the car show. So my expectation isn't to clean it once and be done with it. But this is just, it's pretty rough. Needs a lot of cleaning. And if I can get the majority of it done now and then go back and do some touch-up work, I'll be happier doing that. Rather than leaving it all till last minute when my brother's about to come pick up the car and drive it around and have fun. I don't want to have to worry about doing a deep clean of the entire car because I've been cleaning the car already. I haven't even touched the outside of the car at all. The only thing I did was the headlights, which technically, since they go up and down, that probably counts as an interior piece. But haven't cleaned the wheels, haven't cleaned the tires, haven't washed the car. Just been working almost entirely on the interior, and I've put a ton of hours into just getting it from yucky to pretty. I love it. I'm having a ton of fun. It's progress, man. Super excited. And with that, I'll let you go. Hopefully you have a wonderful day, and go clean your car.